Peace. I just wanted to take a moment and build about something I've been seeing a lot lately with a lot of males and females, and that's dealing with what's going on. That's dealing with, the science of ultimatums, and, first and foremost, people who are positioning themselves in such a way where they're giving people ultimatums in regards to relationships or friendships or business associations or whatever, where they're putting people in positions where they have to make a choice. What that ultimately is saying is the people who are positioning them to make these choices aren't really worth it. In other words, if you have to position somebody in order to make a choice to get with you or to be involved with you or some things under those circumstances, that's just showing and proving that you're invaluable and not worth it from the door. Because why would you want a person to have you under those type of circumstances? That's like a person getting you by default. That's no different than being hungry and it's really not no food like that in the house, and you fumbling around in the refrigerator just to find something to eat, so you settle for whatever's there to tide you over until you can really get some food into the house. People who give people ultimatums put themselves in the same position of being the fumbled around food in the refrigerator, and you're giving people, or you're cornering people to choose you under those circumstances, whereas they're not making this decision on their own. They're not doing it under their own power. They're being coerced, they're being threatened, they're being manipulated, any of those different type of terms you want to call it, but they're not making that choice on their own. So why would you want somebody to have you like that? So anytime you see people doing all of this maneuvering and manipulation and stuff like that to sell themselves, to make themselves appear more valuable or any of those other type of things in order for somebody to choose them, that really tells you how much that they really value themselves. That tells you how much they're not even worth it. Anytime you see people trying to hurry up and get you to buy and do all this other stuff, then the goods that they're striving to share or present to you are questionable. Because anybody that has quality, anybody that has premium, anybody that's offering something that's worth it wants you to take the time to evaluate it. They want you to take time to check it out and to make an assessment under their own power that it's actually worth it, because they ain't got shit to hide. They're not doing it so that you can hurry up and get it. Now you take it home and it's busted, and you find out later on that it wasn't worth it to invest in the first place. And I know a lot of people are striving to get relationships, business partnerships, friendships under those circumstances. So to avoid all of that, the antithesis to all of that is, first of all, value yourself. You're a lot more important than to put yourself in a position where somebody has to choose you because their back is against the damn wall. You don't want somebody under those terms because they didn't choose you for themselves. And by getting you by default like that, they're only going to deal with you until you can tide them over until something a lot more sustainable, more premium comes into the picture. So you don't want to even put yourself in that kind of position. So value yourself first and foremost. Know that it's most important for a person to choose you under their own power. Respect the fact that people are out here and they're going to take the time to see and put their own theories to the test and make an assessment and analyze this and analyze that. And just out of the wide variety or different array of different people that's out there, they chose you. They've seen different people. They've had all of these different experiences, and none of them just measured up to you. That's the type of person that you want to do business with, that you want to have companionship with, that you want to have friendship with. People who have made these assessments on their own and said, you know what, none of them really measure up to this person. I value this person, and I'm making a choice in order to share a relationship with this person, whether it's platonic, whether it's so-called romantic, whatever it is. They've made that decision on their own. You don't want somebody to feel like, oh, I got to hurry up and just make this decision or else they're going to leave. You won't keep nobody like that. You want a person to be there because they choose to be there, not because they were manipulated or any of those other different things. How you doing? All right, or because it was manipulated or any of those other different type of things. You don't want nobody under those kind of circumstances, because the shit is not going to last, you know. So, you know, again, the first and foremost thing is that you have to recognize that you are important, you're valuable, and you're worth it. And anybody that chooses you should be willing to do it under their own power. Respect that people are going to go out here and assess people. You know, they're going to take the time to evaluate the different varieties of people out here, and if they don't think that you're worthy or that you can measure up or whatever, and they don't choose you, that's good, because you don't want them anyway, because they don't see you for who you are. They don't see the worthiness of you and the value of you. You don't want them. You know, but those who say, you know what, I've had some relationships, I've had some business partnerships, I had some friendships, you know, they really didn't measure up, they really didn't last or whatever, and, you know, I think that you're the best choice. Those are the type of people that you want. Now, this is not to say that you shouldn't have the attitude or the thought in your mind that if a person is not going to invest anything in you, that you're not going to sit down and wait for some mystery to happen for that, you know, to be a relationship, business partnership, or friendship, or whatever. You have that thought in your mind, but you don't put it on the table. Because now you're cornering somebody. Now you're putting yourself in the fumbling around in the refrigerator position. And anybody that's in that kind of position, you're not going to last. Not going to last at all. So value yourself. See how important that you are. And don't put people in no ultimatum positions, because if they choose you under those circumstances, you just got chosen by default. And as long as you're going to be a default person, you're going to have to live with default settings. You're going to have to live with all of the different things that come along with being a person that's by default. And when those premium settings come walking by, it's going to be over. So I just wanted to share that a little bit, and, you know, peace.